How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and today we have a very somber video. This is more than just a personal collection of jerseys. This is a tribute to a true legend of the beautiful game of world football, or soccer, football, football. Choose your language. The world game is universal across the planet, and it's probably the only game that every single culture on this planet knows about, plays, and enjoys. But this man had invented what was called the libero, the defender that would push forward and attack. That was unheard of in the 70s. He played for Bayern Munich for many years, won 3 European championships and many Bundesliga titles. Then he was lured to the United States to play here for the NASL for the New York Cosmos. Then he went back to Hamburg for a little bit and then played for the Cosmos again and then finally retired. Then he became a coach of the German national team. And not only was he a coach of the German national team in 1990, he also won a World Cup in 1974 and a European title in 1972 with the German national team. Well, what was once known as West Germany. Unfortunately, he passed away at age 78. He's a personal hero of mine, and I'm very proud to have this collection. And we are talking about the one and only Emperor Franz, the Kaiser Franz Beckenbauer. So I'm going to go over some of these jerseys with brief detail. I'm not going to get too much into them. But without further ado, let's take a look at this first one here. This is a replica jersey from the 1974, 75, and 76 Bayern Munich squad that had such legends as, of course, the aforementioned Franz Beckenbauer, Gerd Müller, Sepp Maier, Paul Breitner, Franz Roth, Hans-Jörg Schwarzenbeck. There were so many greats on that team. This is a replica of the strip that they wore in the 74 and 76 final. Though they did wear this in the 75 tournament, they actually had their alternate strip, their red home strip. But this is what they wore in the 2 finals against Atletico de Madrid and Saint Etienne. And the one that they wore their red strip, which I don't possess. I do have a Gerd Müller one, but they wore their red one against Leeds United in 75. And you can see right here you have a very classic number 5 on the back, which is Franz Beckenbauer's number. Until, of course, he came here to the United States and played for the New York Cosmos alongside with Pelé and Canalia and Carlos Alberto, Shep Messing, and a lot of other greats. This is an Adidas issued New York Cosmos replica jersey. And the reason why I say it's an Adidas jersey, because underneath this patch, there's actually a trefoil here. I guess Adidas wasn't able to get the licensing, or probably just didn't want to pay for the licensing to the Cosmos. So there's an old school trefoil under here, but I sourced out this patch and stitched over it and made a true away jersey with Franz Beckenbauer on it. As you can see, it's got the number 6 on the sleeve, number 6 on the chest. And you have the classic Beckenbauer on the reverse. Now, the New York Cosmos are notorious, just like Bayern Munich was, for having multiple variations of their home and away jerseys. You know, they wore blue, they wore green, they wore white, and some of the trim was different. Sometimes they didn't have the crest on it, sometimes they did. Sometimes they had the numbers on the front, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes they had the numbers on the sleeve, sometimes they didn't. It was just bizarre back then in the 70s how jerseys were treated, but I wanted to make this as close to, your tried and true Cosmos jersey as possible. But this was this was made as a release that was in Beckenbauer's name. I guess it was like an anniversary and stuff, and they released a whole bunch of these jerseys and Kaiser jerseys to look like Bayern Munich's jersey. Instead of having Adidas across the chest, it said Kaiser on front. There are many different ones that they made at that time, but they sold out almost immediately, and this was the only one that I was able to get my hands on, unfortunately, when they released that set. But anyway, we move on. This is an eBay knockoff of the same jersey, practically, though the numbers are a bit more accurate in the name. As far as the fonts are a bit more accurate, we have a Beckenbauer away kit. This time we have the white crest with the number 6 on the chest, number 6 on the sleeve, heat transferred. So, and then we have a jersey that was actually sold at one time through the New York Cosmos website. And of course, you guys know, if you follow MLS or the NASL, the Cosmos really tried to make a revival, and it just never panned out. But at the time, there was a lot of excitement about it. But, you know, whatever happened between the MLS and the New York Cosmos, it was just a disaster. But they used to sell retro jerseys from a company called Tailgate through their website, and I was able to acquire one of these jerseys. So this is a Tailgate Franz Beckenbauer home jersey that has the white and green trim with the green crest, number 6 stitched on the sleeve and on the chest, and then we flip it over, and we have Beckenbauer's name with the number 6. Then we come to 2 Topps jerseys, and Topps are renowned for their retro jerseys, and I had a blue Beckenbauer jersey from Topps, but unfortunately over the years it faded and got bleach stains. This one is the Beckenbauer home jersey with the blue trim. And you can see, like, the number 6 is a little faded. I very rarely wear this jersey anymore. Actually, as a matter of fact, a lot of these jerseys I almost never wear. It's very rare that I wear these jerseys because they're so hard to get and so, you know, prone to being stained or ruined. I really don't want to mess these jerseys up. I had the away jersey version of this with the yellow letters and a name on the back, but that jersey suffered from fading and bleaching and whatnot. So as a result, I've pretty much semi-retired this jersey. But anyway, you have the blue number 6s on the sleeve and on the chest, and you can see there's a little bit of fading on the 6. Again, this is by a company named Topps. As you can see there's the tag. And I think they still have these available on their website, though you have to message them in advance to have the authentic name and number in the way that you want it. Otherwise, they'll put some generic stuff on there. And then we have the pretty much what is the classic New York Cosmos jersey that you always see them in photos of. Oops, sorry about banging the camera. As we have the vintage Cosmos crest on the chest. We have the vintage number 6 with the 6 on the sleeve, and then we turn it around. And of course, we have Beckenbauer's name in a very dark green. Again, this one's from Topps. Now we're coming to something that was manufactured in Germany. Excuse me, I'm being tongue-tied here. I'm actually making this video pretty early in the morning, so forgive me if I haven't had my caffeine. This is a replica of the West Germany jersey that Beckenbauer would have worn during the 1974 tournament. Very, very classic and retro jersey. And these are pretty hard to get. Topps used to sell these, but I guess the DFB, which is the organization that manages, you know, German football, whether it be the Bundesliga or the national team. So it's very difficult to find these jerseys with a accurate crest on it. So again, this is their West Germany edition. And you see the very classic shadow box number 5 on the reverse, which again is very difficult to come by. There are jerseys like this available on eBay, but they're really cheap and don't really look good and are poorly manufactured. So I was very lucky to get that from a German website, and they're no longer available, so it's extremely rare. And then for our last 2 items here, even though this is a Lothar Matthäus jersey from 1990, the reason why I'm showing this is a reissue from a few years ago. Even though Adidas dropped the ball on the way they manufactured these, this is actually a size large, and it still fits me big. I don't know why Adidas oversized these jerseys, but I had to have it trimmed and tailored to fit me. But the reason why I'm showing this is because Franz Beckenbauer won the World Cup as a coach. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful jersey. And probably, I want to say, one of the most beloved jerseys as far as, like, the style is concerned. Because, I mean, let's take a look at it again. It has that classic German feel to it with the colors of the German flag going all across the jersey. So, and then last but not least, from the same release as that 1990 jersey, we have a reissue of their track jacket. I actually have two of these with the classic Adidas trefoil, and we have the West German crest on the front. It says 1990 inside, and then Deutschland on the reverse. And Beckenbauer would have worn this during training sessions prior to the World Cup and during many other games. So, and that's pretty much it. That is my Beckenbauer collection. He was truly one of a kind. He really helped to define how the beautiful game should be played. And there will never be another Kaiser Franz. I'd like to take a moment of silence before ending this video in honor of the great late Emperor Franz, Kaiser Franz, Franz Beckenbauer. Danke.